Hi Jace, welcome back to the Drum Shack. Let's review those two different beats that we worked on in our last lesson. Remember, we were taking an eighth note rock beat and we're learning how to swing the eighth note. We're going to play a shuffle pattern or a shuffle beat along with a more laid-back jazz beat with a swung or a swing on the eighth note. So let's go ahead and practice that shuffle beat. Remember, when we count our shuffle, we can think of it in groups of three. We call them triplets. The way to count triplets that we've talked about was 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly. So when counting triplets, we can count the downbeat or the quarter note. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So think of those notes or those groupings as groups of three rather than an eighth note, which is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And an eighth note groove is very linear, which means everything falls in exact time where it should be. When we do our shuffle beat, we're swinging the eighth note. So the second note in the phrase is going to come a little bit later than it typically would. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 and 4. And 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1. So let's practice that shuffle beat. Remember, when we do the shuffle, we're going to do quarter notes on the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Jace, so the shuffle beat is going to sound something like this. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3, 4. So there's your shuffle beat. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1. Now the second beat we talked about is very, very similar, but what we're going to do is we're going to slow things down and we're going to lay back on the beat a little bit more. So we're not going to have our driving 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bass drum. We're going to let it kind of sit back a little bit and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4 and 1. So when we play our jazz beat, again, we're going to lay back on the beat. We're not going to keep a driving shuffle going as we did before. We're going to lay back and we're just going to let the ride cymbal kind of walk and stroll through the park. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. That feels good. We're going to add some more swing and eighth notes. 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3. we also talked about using a very simple fill at the end of a 4-bar phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Like so. 1, 2, 3, so count 4 and a whoosh. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a Alright, so there it is. Practicing our laid back 8th note swing ride groove, and also our driving shuffle beat that we're playing on our hi-hat using 1 lolly, 2 lolly in a triplet feel. They're two very different sounding beats, but they are based on the same idea and the same principle, and that is swinging the 8th note. So those are the two different things I'd like for you to practice this week. I will also send you some listening examples of both of those different types of beats, so you can listen to them and maybe even try and play along with them. So happy practicing, and we'll see you next time.